The Alberta Bandits, the Calgary Flames, honestly one of the most classic and interesting builds of a roster in the league. I'm not here to criticize the coaching or anything that happened in that aspect, but let's get into the 16th overall pick that they possess. Now quickly before we get into it, we have to understand the Calgary Flames as a team. For years they have been a shutdown defense who hasn't had a lot of offensive production from the back end. Although they do currently have players like Anderson and Weegar, they didn't really utilize Weegar to his highest potential offensively. I genuinely think he's going to have a Brandon Montour story. It's the exact same way as when he left from Anaheim to go to Buffalo, now is in a third line spot like Weegar is now. And even though he is signed, as he doesn't produce because of his limited role, he'll get traded and he will be a star on another team as an offensive defenseman. And Anderson is a solid offensive defenseman, but on most competitive teams, he's going to be a depth defenseman. But with cap situation and everything, their defense is subject to change based on their identity needs. So I think with such a high pick, they're not even going to touch that due to its volatility. And their biggest issue this year was not being able to score. They were able to defend at a high level, block a lot of shots, play a lot of great defense. But missing the offensive firepower, Matthew Tkachuk and Gaudreau, who are both 100-point players, that is a hefty loss. And although they did sign Kadri, I don't think he's ever going to be a number one guy on a team. And with Huberdeau having one of his worst years, even though he was also a 100-point player, with depth two-way forwards at the rest of their position, excluding Lindholm, who does miss his line mates in Tkachuk as well as Gaudreau, and had to find a whole new style as well as new line mates to play with, his play dropped as well. What they need is an offensive dog. And at the 16th overall pick, there's a lot of guys they can look at. And with Kadri locked in for 7 years, and with Lindholm more than likely going to re-sign, but if not, they'll have enough money to probably bring in a free agent as they did with Kadri. I think they're going to look to the wing because they've had great success developing wingers. Players like Tkachuk, Gaudreau, Dubé, Pelche, Mangiapane, and other guys who may not be on the team right now. It might be their brightest spot when it comes to being able to develop players. And with great talented wingers more than likely going to be available at the 16th pick, they can really take advantage of that and get a guy for the future. So here is the guy I think that would be perfect for them. Gabriel Perreault, the 5'11", 165-pound winger from the U.S. National Development Team. In my opinion, the most slept-on player in this draft potentially. Even though he was on the best line in hockey, he was a massive piece to that, scoring 53 goals and 79 assists for 132 points in 63 games. The stats don't lie, this kid is an absolute stud. And if you watch him play, a lot of his style, at least puck skills, are similar to Huberdeau. And in all honesty, I think such a drastic change of scenery for Huberdeau really shook him up, and he'll be great next year. With Perreault learning his style underneath him, as he gains muscle and better skating ability, he will pick up on a lot of tips and will develop his own style as well. With the great two-way depth they have on this team, he will be more than likely paired up with great two-way players. This will take a lot of the pressure off of him defensively and will allow him to develop his own pace offensively. With such a lethal offensive potential, I genuinely think when it comes to offensive ability, they're going to let him take it at his own pace and do whatever he needs to get to the best of his ability, which is honestly not something I can say for most teams when it comes to Perreault. This, in my opinion, is the best situation for both Perreault as well as the Flames. Although I definitely do think he does need some more muscle and better, stronger skating ability, as well as a little bit more physicality and grind to his game. With great depth players, as I said before, with two-way play, I think he could even come up as soon as a year. And with Huberdeau getting back to his normal self, he'll be able to take this kid under his wing and turn him into an animal. Really fast, we'll go to Quentin Musty and Riley Heidt. Quentin Musty honestly is an elite potential winger. He's got great skills and tenacity when he wants to have it. His playmaking ability as well as his scoring touch makes him a lethal threat in the offensive zone. His skill and potential are off the charts, but he lacks a lot of effort, which is going to hurt him in the draft. With constant inconsistency in his shift effort, many teams and scouts look at this as a red flag, no matter how skilled the kid is. Great pick for the team, might not be great for the system though. Another player who I think will still be available will be Riley Heidt, the 5'11", 179-pound winger / center, so he's versatile, from Prince George Cougars of the WHL. I find this kid's offensive talent and efficiency fascinating, and his mechanics are so unique but effective. Might not always get results, but that puck is getting towards the net whether it's him or his teammate, which is exactly what Calgary needs. He had 25 goals and 72 assists for 97 points in 68 games. Fun fact about this kid, he is a shoot-first player. He has a great shot. Whenever he has the puck in the offensive zone, he puts it on net, with force, no matter where it is on his stick or where he is in the zone. With this being the case and teams seeing that, they try to block his shots. Doing so opens up a lot of passing lanes for his teammates, and with a great passing ability to thread the needle, as well as really be able to fake a shot and make deceiving passes, like I said before, the puck is going to go on net whether it's him or his teammate, which is perfect for what this team needs, and he probably will be available for him. That's all I got for today. Thank you all for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and let me know what team you want to see next.